Before you take your practice test, I want to introduce you to something that's kind of new and kind of old. What we're really doing are the same old operations we always have, but we are combining them with the absolute value. So, when you see an absolute value sign like this, what you want to do is treat what's inside of it just like you would parentheses. We know PEMDAS, the order of operations, you do what's inside parentheses first. We do that also for um, the absolute value. So, looking at this problem, let's just think 2 minus 9. You can use a number line if you want. What's that equal? If you said -7, you were correct. Now, what is the absolute value of -7? If you said +7, you are correct. Remember, absolute value is the distance from 0. And in other words, if it's negative, you make it positive. If it's already positive, just let it stay positive. Remember the dog with the flower cone around it. It was staying positive. Um, so now looking at this problem, it's a little bigger. You can take a deep breath, break it down into little pieces, and you'll see it's not that different than what we're used to. 1 minus 10, we've done that. We've done that. Dividing things by 3, we've done a lot of that already, right? Okay, so starting off with what is inside the absolute value sign. What is 1 minus 10? If you said -9, you are correct. Now, let's ask ourselves, what is the absolute value of -9? If you said +9, that's correct. And now, 9 divided by 3. I think you know how to do that. If you said 3, you are correct. Now, the absolute value of -6 times 5. First, let's look at what's inside. What is -6 times 5? If you said -30, that's correct. Now, what's the absolute value of -30? If you said +30, that's correct. So, these kinds of questions, they will be on the test and on the pretest too. So, when you take the pretest, I don't want you to look at any of your notes except this Edpuzzle, because this is something a little bit newer to us. So I want you to look at this and make sure you get it right on the practice test. But other than that, I want you to have an accurate representation of how ready you are for the test so you know what you need to work on for tomorrow. So if you're going to use help, you can only use the Edpuzzle as help. If you want to ask me during the test, I guess that's okay too. Just remember, during the practice test, you can ask me. But remember, during the real test, you're not going to be able to ask me. And if you want to use notes, that goes the same. You can if you really want to, but know that you're not going to be able to on the real test. All right. Good luck.